day 2 since I buried my son. My son died from the coronavirus, as I mentioned, but not in the way you think. The human condition is not to be socially isolated. And I heard someone say, well, it's like summer for these kids. It's not like summer for these kids. It's just not. Anybody says it's an idiot. This is not summer. You have parents who are stressed out because they lost their jobs. That's not like summer. You got kids who have no interaction with their friends other than through Fortnite and FaceTime. That's not like summer. You have kids who can't go run off their energy at PE class. They can't get that one hug from their teacher that they needed. There's social and emotional challenges beyond comprehension. And we're only going to begin to understand the effects, and it will be incredibly hard to track and incredibly hard to prove my thesis because the network effects of how this all happened, the butterfly effect, is too complicated. But my belief is that we have a bubble, a social and emotional bubble that's about to burst, and it's been coming for a while. I think Hayden was an incredible kid. He wasn't depressed. He wasn't someone who moped around. I mean, like any teenager, he was hard on himself at times. Probably a lot like me, pretty competitive guy. And like anybody, had his own insecurities here and there. My son, the story behind my son, for those who want to know, back in December, he got a brand new monitor for Christmas. That's what he wanted. He was a big time gamer, and I got nothing wrong with gaming. That's what he wanted, to play Fortnite. He's an incredible Fortnite player, one of the top for his age in the country. And I'm very proud of that gift, and that one was wonderful for a couple of months, right before the virus was started. Back in February, like I used to do when I got mad at Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or whatever it was, he got mad at Fortnite, turned around and chunked that controller over his head again, just like I used to do, and hit smack in the middle of that monitor, broke it. And we told him, son, you can't do that. I don't care about the monitor, but I care about how you react. It's just, you can't do that. Or you're not getting another one. Sorry, dude. And, he negotiated and tried every which way to convince us, talking to my dad, we call him Pee-Pee, trying to get him to fix it, and you can't fix those new LCD monitors, or not cheaply at least. And, but we said, you know what, if you, opportunity to learn a lesson, do some hard work of your own, do some more chores around the house, you treat your sister nicer, maybe we'll talk about it, we'll get you one. And he held up his end of the bargain. February, March, he worked his butt off, did some things around the house, did many things around the house. I could see just a wonderful change in how he treated his sister, which brother and sisters always fight. There's nothing unusual about that, but just learning. He was evolving, he was growing, he was becoming a man, 12-year-old boy. And, a week and a half ago, we had a wonderful day where me and Hayden were supposed to go get haircuts at my office. Both of us were getting shaggy as can be. And my water in my well went out. And, I needed help to fix it. So I called the smartest guy I know, which was my dad. And I hadn't seen him because of the virus. I hadn't allowed him to go to work. I said, you got to work from home, man. I was worried about my dad just like everybody else. But he came over, helped me fix the well. Man, it was a beautiful sunny day. We had a glorious time. Me, Hayden, and him fixing it. Dad even gave him a little mission that he had to watch something on the well. He was real proud of that. And I remember Hayden come up to me in the kitchen. I gave him the biggest hug, and I kissed him on the hair. I hugged him tight for some reason. I didn't know what the last time I'd hug him. My dad did the same, and we talked some more. And Hayden went upstairs to his room. My dad had to go. I had to take a phone call. April went to go pick up a friend. The social isolation, we kind of reached a point where we felt like it was counterproductive. So we're going to let her have her friend spend the night, and they were going to get some food. And my dad left, April left. I went into my room real quick. Just my little daughter, me, and Hayden were at home. I took a call, took about 25, 30 minutes. Walked outside, and my 8-year-old daughter came down the stairs and said, Hayden hung himself. And I ran upstairs. tried. I want nobody ever to see what I saw, to feel this pain. I want nobody. And as we found out, you know, we were in shock the first couple days. Just where did this come from? How this happened? I'm a horrible parent. Horrible. And come to find out that he had broke his monitor again. And in just a rash of emotion and probably anger at himself, and maybe scared to get in trouble and embarrassed and all these emotions, you know, I went in his closet and rudimentally did something that I know he regrets. The kicker of it was 3 days before his 13th birthday, and he was so excited about that birthday. So excited about his birthday. And he was going to get a controller, some new controller that was going to really make his Xbox game better, or his Fortnite game better. And so when he broke his monitor, I believe he felt like he ruined his party. He ruined his birthday. He already couldn't have a birthday party because of social isolation. Imagine that as a 12-year-old boy. You know, that's got to be. Those are the things you look forward to as a kid. And then you accidentally ruin it because you break your monitor and you aren't gonna be able to use your birthday present here in a couple of days, and you can't go see your friends. And you're stuck. You didn't have PE class to run it all out, and you know all those things. Everybody's playing Fortnite across the country. Kids are staying up later than they are, so they don't have the skills. We as a society, me as a parent, us as parents haven't necessarily given them all the tools to properly handle. And in that moment, probably not understanding the finality of the situation, went in the closet and got himself in a situation I believe he couldn't get out of, and might have been an accident. My 8-year-old daughter saw some of it. We don't know exactly what. We'll let the counselors, professionals help us on that. But I know once she saw blood coming out his nose, she came and got me. She did the right thing. I don't think she even knew what was happening. She knew blood. She came and got me, ran upstairs. I didn't have my cell phone on me. And I told her, go get my cell phone downstairs. And she ran downstairs just like an amazing human being and got it for me. And I happen to have an AED, an automatic electronic defibrillator, in my house. And I said, go get that medical thing out of the pantry. She'd never seen it and didn't know what it was. And she brought that to me. Very proud of her. She was ready to execute. And I said, hey, you go outside and go. I'd called 911 by this point. I said, go outside, keep the door open, and wait for the cops. Wave them down. She ran outside as fast as she could. One thing I'm just immensely proud of her about is during that moment, about a year ago, we had done some training at my house. I'm a West Point grad, and probably should have done more training, but I said, hey, if there's ever an issue, you go run over to this guy's house, and if there's ever another issue, or if you can't get him, you go run to this guy's house. And rather than just waiting outside, this little girl, 8 years old last September, ran to my neighbor's house, got my neighbor, ran to the other neighbor's house and got them. And as I was giving CPR, I was on the verge of collapsing. Literally was on the verge of collapsing. I was praying to God just to give me the strength. I never knew how hard that is. And out of nowhere, and my neighbors appear and help me take over and help us try to save him. Social isolation is hard enough for adults. It's even more hard for our kids. And I've been saying COVID killed my son. I believe it, but not how we think. I believe my son would be alive today if he was in school. And that's not to discount the massive suffering around the world around this virus. I thank you all for listening to me. I need to get this off my chest. I'm now one of Hayden's soldiers, who is a soldier of God. And what's a horrible tragedy, I'll be damned if I don't make this a little bit better. And politicians, for those of you who made the decisions you made, I know you're not perfect, but there's got to be accountability. And not accountability like I'm doing it in a bad way. Accountability in what's legally right, and my rights as a citizen, which is to speak out, which is to influence change. And if I don't think you're a good enough leader, I can spend my pocketbook and my time and my effort to get you out of there. I want my son to just remember to be the last mistake he ever made. Nobody wants that. I don't. But I want his memory to be that smile. I want his memory to be his heart, his dedication, his tenacity. And I want his memory to be that he made a big difference in the world and lit a flame, spark around the world. I love you all. Thank you all for your support. All my friends, all my family. And buddy, see you soon. Thanks, guys.